So we are now on the other another na po ni siya nga kung ano. We have now another example. This is example number 3. Okay, our example number 2 actually is katumang giansweran na to last time. So a golf ball leaves a tee at 58 meters at an angle 28 degrees with the horizontal. How far and how high does it go? So after this, let's try to draw, no? Mag-drawing ta din. So puti lang sa. So it's like this. Then you have there the ball. Then the velocity, the initial velocity there is 58 meters per second, while the angle there is 28 degrees. Okay, so we are going to solve for the x and the y component. Let's try to check muna the x component. So that is basically v sub ix is equal to v sub I cosine theta. So we have there 58 meters per second, the initial velocity, times your cosine 28 degrees. So you do 28 degrees, you do 20, cosine 28 muna, no? Cosine 28. So I don't know if I can. So let's try cosine. Oh, pwede pala. Okay, so that's 28. Cosine 28 is 0.88. So we have now, basically, this is 58 meters per second times cosine 28 is 0.88, uh, 2947 dire lang sa tataman. Then you multiply this by 58. So we use the same amount, the same values kay para dili ta mamali. So 0.88294, 0.88294,759 times 58. So you have there 51.2109096022 meters per second. This is now the value of your V sub Ix. So if we're going to solve for the V sub y na pod, no? So we solve this one. This is the V sub Iy. So we have there V sub Iy is equal to V sub I times the sine theta is equal to 58 meters per second times sine 28 degrees. Okay, so we get our magic calculator again. So this will become 28. 28 pero sine na siya. Sine 28. So that is 58 meters per second times 0.4694 4694 7171 7156 6. O diha tataman kay para kuan. So please try to solve na lang ang kamuraha kay para ma-gets gyud ninyo kung unsa manggaling. Okay? So you have 0.46947 47156 0.46947156 times 58. So the value of your y component is 27.2293548 meters per second. Now, I'm using an application of the calculator, but please try to solve it again using the scientific calculator yun para wala gyud mali. Okay? So the question there is how far and how high does it go? So when you are asked how high or how far, you're referring to the maximum height. Kani, maximum height. Kaya how high man? No, that's the maximum height. I think this is very similar to our discussion last time or example number 2. And when you are asked how far, so in ani siya, this is the x, the range, and this is the height. So let's try to solve for the height muna. For the height, we have the y, f is equal to yi plus v sub iyt plus 1 half gt squared. But there is no mention of the initial y there, so we can cancel that out. And in this case, we don't have the value of the t first. Diba? Wala tayo values of t. So we have y is equal to v sub iyt plus 1 half gt squared. Mo man ni atong example last time, di ba? So we have to solve for the t first, but we are focusing on the t as this ball reached the highest point. No? Kana lang man ka nga t nag-focus. So in this case, we can use the formula v sub fy is equal to v sub iy plus gt. But in this case, there is a point or part or point in time that the velocity in the y here is zero at that very moment, at the highest point. So we can cancel this out because that is just zero, and we can simply transfer it there on the other side. So that's negative gt is equal to v sub I y. Divide both sides by negative g, and your formula will now become t is equal to v sub I y over the negative g. But the negative there is not caused by the value of the acceleration due to gravity, but because we transferred it, or we transposed that on the other side, no? So mauna siya nga negative gyapon ang value sa g if you will substitute it. So v sub iy is 27.229,35048 meters per second divided by negative, which is the value of acceleration due to gravity, is also negative 9.8 meters per second squared. So you have there t is equal to, okay, let's get the magic calculator again. Again ha, akong utrohon, please, utrohon ninyo og solve or compute using the scientific calculator gud mismo. So we have there 27.229 350 and 48 divided by 9.8. So we have now a positive value. Kay kani kuan man na siya, ma-cancelled out man na. So the time there is 2.778505 15 seconds. Again, let's try to check. 27.229 35048 divide 9.8. So 2.77850515. Okay, so that is now the time. So we simply substitute this value, no, dito so we have now y is equal to the v sub iy nato. The v sub iy, dili na lang ko mag-start sa ubos. Okay, para masigo. Okay, so we have y is equal to v sub iyt plus 1 half gt squared. So your v sub iy nga value kagaina that we solved is 27.229,35048 meters per second multiplied by the time that we just solved here, ito. So we have there 2.77850515 seconds plus 1 half negative 9.8 meters per second squared times the time, which is 2.77850515 seconds, which is also being squared. So you multiply this value muna. Kana siya. Multiply nato na sila, no? Let's get the calculator. Okay, so let's multiply. Okay, so that is 27.229,350 times 2.77 850 So the answer there is 75.656898905. O, di na nato hutton kay wala na space. So we cancel this here, and we have meters na lang nabilin. So plus the 1 half of 9.8 is negative 4.9 meters per second squared. O akong isure ha, kay basin mali, 9.8 divide 2. O 4.9, tama siya, tama. Tapos we square the 2.77850 we square that, and the answer is 7.7200 9089. 9087 pala. 87 seconds squared. Okay, so we can cancel this out and we will be left with 75.6568905 meters minus, no? Minus na siya. So we have there 4.9 times 7.7 2009089. Ah, 87. So we have 37.828 445. 445. So again, please, I'm reminding you that I'm using an app, calculator app, but please try to solve it again, compute it again using the real scientific calculator. 6, pwede na siguro ni. 445263. 263 meters. So after that, we simply need to subtract. So we simply need to subtract. So it's 75.656 8905 minus 37.828 445 263. Okay, so the answer there is 37.82 8445 237. Okay, 237. 237 meters. So that is now the value of the height, no? So that's positive. Kay kuan man siya kanang above the point of origin man. So that's why it's a positive y. So that's 37.828445.237 meters. Again, please try to solve it using your real scientific calculator. Now, for the how far we are solving for the range. For the range, it's very simple. Kasi yung range is the x component. So we have there x is equal to x sub I plus v sub I x t plus 1 half g or a, sorry, a sub x t squared. But we don't have the value of x sub I, and we also don't have the value of this one, kaning sa acceleration. So we can cancel that out. And in this case, the x or the range is just equal to v sub I x times the total time. And then last time we were able to prove nga ang T up is just times 2 para sa or the T up is just the same with the T down. So we simply multiply it by 2 to get the total time for that particular movement or for that motion. So in this case, V sub IX, pila tong V sub IX na to? 51.2109. So that's 51.2109 2109 6022 6022 meters per second times the time. Total time nato is basically kani. This is T up man kani. Diba? This is T up. So you simply multiply this by 2 to get that T down. So let's get the magic calculator again. Okay, sana ba yun? So that is 2, wait lang, 2.77850 times 2. Okay. So you have there the value of the time. Okay, this is combination of everything naman. So that's 5.5570103 seconds. So we simply multiply this by 51.2109. 2109 2109 6022. No? So grabe jud niya focus nato atong pag-answer diri guys. 96022. Okay. So the answer there is 200. That's 284.5798 3341 543 you can cancel out the seconds, so meters. So this is now our range. So again, I would like to emphasize, I'm using an app, but I really want you to use the real scientific calculator para mailhan gyud kung tama ba gyud or dili. Okay? So, yan. That's the end of our examples. So, on the part 2 of our series, talking all about the projectile motion, I will be sending to you an online laboratory which includes PhET simulation. So you are going to manipulate all of the things there in the app. So para mas masabta ninyo. Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you learned something. And please do not forget, if you want, you can subscribe to my channel. If you want lang naman. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.